What's going on, everybody? This is Paul, your hip hop relationship and recovery coach, and I'm coming to you again with another episode of Kick Your Butt Out. And let me say this, we're going to keep doing this podcast until the wheels fall off. And even after the wheels fall off, we're going to get some new ones. What that means, this will never stop. As long as he has me here, we're going to continue to do this because this is a message that he is getting across to all of us. And so that's one of the reasons why I won't stop doing this podcast. And thank you all for the inspiration that you have been giving me to continue doing these episodes of Kick Your Butt Out. Now, before I get off into the content, as always, what I'm going to say, I need you to get it in here so that you can incorporate it into your lives. And that is, if you're looking for a butt, it's going to always be easy to find one. It's just that simple. All right, let's get off into this content. I've decided to title today's episode of Kick Your Butt Out, but you want this and you want that. Let me explain what I mean by that. Many of us, if not all of us, in one of the three ways that I'm gonna mention, two of the three ways or all three of the ways, we have encountered this. Check out this picture. You're in a store, you're in an amusement park, grocery store, clothing store, toy store, whatever, cakes, bakery or whatever. And you encounter a child with their parents, and the child is like a kid in a candy store, so to speak. I want this, I want that. Now, and the parent is willing to give them something, yet they're saying you can only have this or that. You can't have both. I'm going somewhere with this. Let me bring it to grown-up terms. Last year, 2023, our pastors was given a message by God to bring to the people, to bring to the church. Shout out to Pastor Sean and Diana Nefstead. Thank you so much for your obedience, your commitment, your yes. Your yes is changing many people's lives. Love you so much. Hope you get the opportunity to see this podcast. Now, they were given a message for last year by God, and that message was the this. Get to your this. Whatever that is. Powerful, again, it was really powerful and impactful in many people's lives from a standpoint, from positions of, our spiritual walk, our relationship with God, relationships with others, businesses, buying homes, you name it, all across the board, everybody had different this. And lots of us were going towards this. Here's the problem with that. Many of us that were going toward this wanted that too. And just like I was saying about that parent, the parent was, God is saying, I want you to have this. You can't bring that in with this. And one of the reasons why how God helped me to understand that, he was saying to me, that costs us a whole lot more in every way, in every area of our lives than that. In fact, this, it adds to us. That pulls away from us. Again, but even in the midst of knowing and understanding that is hurting and harming us, we still want that to go and try to bring it in with our this. And then wonder why everything is in an uproar in your lives. Things are out of order. Things are falling apart. The wheels are falling off. You name it. It's just a whole lot of messes going on in many of our lives in many ways. And it doesn't have to if we let go of that and grab a hold of this. But, as I'm saying, in this podcast, we want this and we want that. Let me tell you what that is. When it comes to relationships, you're crying out to God. We're crying out to God. I'm going to personalize this too. So when I'm talking about you, I'm talking about all of us. I'm talking about me as well. I'm included in this. We want healthy relationships with God, but we want to stay unhealthy. That's that. We want God to pour his all into us from a relationship standpoint, because after all, he is our father, he is our daddy, and we want our daddy and our father to give us his all, give us all that he has for us. But we do little to no work on building a healthy relationship with ourselves. That's that. We are asking God to fix our marriages. Rightfully so. And part of God's answer, part of this is what I want you to do. I want to get you fixed. But we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We want, again, him to give us his all, but we're not willing to, we're only willing to give him the bare minimum. The bare minimum. We want new jobs. We want promotions. We want our businesses built or to prosper in every way. Yet we're not willing to pour into these things to make them be what we see them as or what God sees them as. We're not willing to do any of those things that needs to be done when it comes to the work on our part. That's a that. That's a that. You cannot. Oil and water doesn't mix. Light and darkness doesn't mix. You can't put the two together. Yet we do everything in our power to try to force and make those things fit together. And again, we wondering why our lives are so in disarray and so out of order. And it's because we want that. And that is not healthy for us in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And the thing about it is that we go into these relationships and try to fool people or even fool ourselves into thinking that we doing our thing when we're not. And the thing is this. In order for you to have this, there's a lot of that you have to give up. If not all of it. Unforgiveness, resentment, anger, past hurts, past pains, even some of the ways and traditions that you were raised up under in your households. You may not have had a household where there was overt abuse. However, some of the ways that you were raised are not conducive to where you want to go or are not helpful in your family dynamic as you have your own family. It's not helpful. That's a that. That's a that. Myself along with many of the brothers, we had to learn how to re-father or re-dad our children, because some of the ways that we were taught to dad or father our children wasn't healthy for us. It was just the way that it was. Obviously, in some of the cultures that we grew up in, and in some of the times that we grew up in, that was the way that it was. That was a that, and that was then. We can't function properly in our this, or getting our this, or being our this with the old stuff. The Bible talks about no one can put new wine in old wineskins because it'll end up being ruined. That's the same thing that God was saying to us in terms of this and that. You can't, people, please hear me when I'm saying this. Please understand me. 100% of your this is going to require you to let 100% of your that go. Period. I'll say that again. 100% of your this, of you getting your this, you being your this, you walking in your this, you whatever this is, whatever you're supposed to be doing in this, 100% of this is going to require you, me, and everybody else letting go, divorcing that. Let me put it to y'all like this. For me, I want my health is really important to me. I stopped eating meat years ago. Let me tell the whole story. I stopped eating meat some years ago, and my health had improved exponentially. Exponentially. When I started back eating meat, my health slowly started to go back to the place that it was. It started to go back to that. I'm going to say this. Y'all might laugh, however, but it's not funny because I learned how serious it is for me. I want Popeye's chicken. That's a that. I want peanut butter cookies, chocolate chip cookies, snickerdoodle, whatever. Oatmeal, I want oatmeal cookies. That's a that. It's a that compared to the healthy spot that I want to be in physically. It's a that. And it's been costing me a whole lot lately. My body just hasn't been the same. It hasn't been right. Bloated, always with heartburn, acid reflux, you name it. All type of unhealthy stuff happening to me as a result of me taking that. When this, I know for a fact, because I've done it, this had me super healthy. And I'm saying somebody out there listening to this podcast understands what I'm saying. So whatever it is, that's the that, it's not healthy. And again, you can't take it into this. Here's another angle that I want to come at. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and they was talking about we are constantly evolving. And many of us hate change. Many of us hate change. Want things to remain and stay the same, especially if we get into a comfort zone or a comfortable spot. We want to settle, right? Well, let me tell you this. When we do that, our this can turn into that. Y'all didn't hear what I just said. When we want to stay in a comfort zone and get and settle in something that we have become a part of that was good or are this at one point. And God is constantly moving and we're constantly evolving, and we don't want to evolve and change to that next this. That this gonna become a that. And we'll fool ourselves just so that we can justify that but into making this is my this, and it's not. It may be your this for a season, but again, it's going to change, and you have to be willing to change with it. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm saying your that 100% of your that got to go. And we have to get out of the mindset of staying in the comfort zone or in a place or in a position that's okay. Because it may be okay today. It may be okay tomorrow. But it may end up not being okay the next day. And we lose our lives. We lose our position. We lose our place. We lose who we are, what we can become, the impact that we can make in this world, the impact that we can make on the people that are lost, the impact that we can make on the darkness that's going on in this world, and make it a light. Because we're holding on to that. We lose that. We lose the ability to be able to do the things that we are capable of doing because of that. And so I'm saying to all of us, find out what your this is. Get rid of that. And even in finding out and operating and walking in your this, understand that this ain't gonna be a this all the time. And at some point, that this is going to turn into that. And you're gonna have to let that go so that you can get some more of your this. Did I make sure that do you all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Please, I hope you do. Because again, when we get to that point where we let that go and fully walk in this, we're going to impact this world. It's going to change. Poverty is going to be gone. Broken households going to be gone. Men and women going to become who they was created to be and not who the world told them that they are. When we learn how to let go of that. And if you don't let it go, it's going to cost you. I know somebody that just passed away, near and dear to my heart, because they didn't let go of that. So please, again, if you're hearing this podcast, if you're watching this podcast, if you know somebody, or if that's you, let's have some conversations. How can we assist one another in not only getting to the this, more importantly, let go of that, so that we can fully operate in this. Let's have some conversations. Talk to me about it. This is Paul, your hip hop relationship and recovery coach. And I'm going to sign out as I always have to do. But before I go, I'm going to say it as I usually say it. If you're looking for a butt, it's going to always be easy to find one. Again, this is Paul, your hip hop relationship and recovery coach. Until I see you on Monday, be well, do the next right thing, and God bless you all. I'm going to go.